In this tutorial, we will be making the 18-inch bunny door hanger. The first thing that we're going to do is pour equal parts of water into our brown paint. Then we're going to take the popsicle stick and mix the paint well. Once the paint is mixed, you're going to take one of the foam brushes and paint the entire surface of the bunny. If you are planning on leaving your bunny stained brown, you're going to want to make sure that this coat is even and smooth. When you've painted the entire surface, you're going to want to paint the edges brown also. Make sure you get into all the little crevices and nooks that are around the different parts of the bunny. At the end, I just do another once over to make it smooth. While the brown is drying, we're going to go ahead and put the first coat on the welcome. Using one of the small brushes, we're going to start with the edges. As you're painting the edges, keep checking the front of the word so that there's no globs or drips of paint settling on there. If there are, just take the brush and smooth them out. We're going to paint a solid coat at the end. As you're going around and painting the edges, make sure you're also getting on the insides of the E, the insides of the L and the O, and all the other places. Just put the brush in there and wiggle it around a little bit and it will cover. Once you've made sure all of the sides are covered, you're just going to lay it flat and paint the front of it. I always go with the grain of the wood. As you're painting, also make sure there's no globs settling in the insides of the L, the E, the O, etc. We're going to do another coat on this so the coverage does not have to be perfect. After the bunny is completely dry, you're going to take one of the foam brushes and the white paint and start painting the bunny. Again, I always go with the grain of the wood. This is completely up to you. It's also up to you how much coverage you have here. We're going to take the sandpaper and sand some of the paint off at the end, but if you want a more rustic bunny, use less paint. As I'm painting also, I keep going back and making sure that the coats are even and smooth. When I do the right ear, I show you how using just a little bit of paint will let the brown show through more. When it's all uniformly covered, I just do another once over to make sure it's all smooth and flat. While the white coat on the bunny is drying, I take the word welcome and I do another coat only on the front. I choose not to do the edges here because it's a little bit difficult and time consuming, and I don't think it makes that much of a difference. You can certainly paint the edges again if you want to. Make sure your bunny is completely dry before sanding. I always start with the edges and go around and take a little bit of the paint off. After you go around the edges, then we just go over the surface of the bunny, going with the grain of the wood. It's up to you how hard you press and how much paint you remove from the bunny and how distressed it looks at the end. I then take a damp paper towel and wipe the entire bunny. Using one of the pieces of twine, go around the bunny's neck and tie it twice. Add the burlap ribbon and tie it twice again, and then tie it into a bow. You can trim the edges off if there's too much twine. Then take the other piece of twine and thread it through the holes on the ears and tie it in a knot. Using the super glue, apply it to the thickest parts of the word welcome on the back side. Once you have enough glue, flip it over and press it down firmly and hold for approximately 15 to 20 seconds. Your bunny is now complete and ready to hang. We would love it if you shared photos with us on social media of your finished project and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel.